I think that people are ready for a new way forward, in a way that generations of Americans have been fueled by hope and by optimism.
All right. So at least Dana Bash asked her again to, kind of actually, answer. 39 days, and then Kamala and her running mate, Tim Walz, who, by the way, boy, does he look browbeaten. He's just sitting, when she's talking, he's like...
He had this face the whole time.
Yes, he did.
Actually, it was frown. He does the frown, the natural frown.
It's like the white guy frown.
I bet he was worried she was about to say something wrong.
And let me frame this. While I was watching it last night, and I told you guys, it started off, to be fair, they will show clips, the left, and they will show clips of Dana Bash being a little bit tough on her. She didn't press. She did kind of throw in some tougher questions on the outset, and I said, watch. It's going to turn into a softball. She's doing this to try and gain some credibility. Then it's going to turn into Trump bad. And what do you think? Your response? Trump bad. Your response. That's exactly what happened. This is how they operate. Because if they came out and it was all softball, they wouldn't be able to claim that they actually had an interview. But this was crafted from the ground up. It was designed in a very specific way to try and be effectively a profile piece on her. And I will say this. I don't think she did well. You can comment if you disagree. I think she comes across as slightly less dumb than usual. And I bet you the left is going to use this as a torch to carry and say, look, see, she's great. You guys said she couldn't give an interview. Look, a fantastic interview. And they have enough here to work with. Was it word salad? Yes. Did it make sense? No.
So 18 minutes, you were right. It was only what was broadcast on TV. 27 minutes was filmed and released online with the transcript, and they're saying the 27 is the total.
Oh, okay. I don't know if we have the remaining 27 minutes. Let's be ready to fact check that, because I think we only had 18 minutes to work with initially.
Well, so 18 minutes broadcast on TV. Right, so that's
yes, I know that.
CNN.
But I'm saying
released online.
I think we only prepared for the 18 minutes.
True, we don't have the other 9.
Let's grab the other 9 minutes, guys. I'm willing to bet that she's just so you know, it's a bunch of tips on how to tickle his pickle. That's all she
does.
Or make
Who's
green.
he? I bet it's a lot of Tim Walz. That other 9 minutes.
Yes, that's a lot of Tim Walz.
She only has 9 minutes of that,
which is almost too much Tim Walz. It's like if you bought a box of Tim Walz and it was like, and now with 20% more Tim Walz, you'd be like,
They cut out 33% of the interview.
That's quick math, Gerald.
Research is saying they fact-checked all 27
Okay, we
minutes.
fact-checked all 27 minutes. So, you know what? Let's get right into it. Okay. All right, resetting, because we're gonna rapid fire this. We're gonna get through the fact check. So before we get into the segment, let's just give you the first answer. Dana Bash, she opened semi-serious question: what will Kamala do on day one? And the answer was exactly what you would expect. Some people say word salad. Some people say mumbly peg. I say she's just not very bright.
The voters are really eager to hear what your plans are. If you are elected, what would you do on day one in the White House?
Well, there are a number of things. I will tell you, first and foremost, one of my highest priorities is to do what we can to support and strengthen the middle class. When I look at the aspirations, the goals, the ambitions of the American people, I think that people are ready for a new way forward, in a way that generations of Americans have been fueled by hope and by optimism.
All right. So at least Dana Bash asked her again to, kind of actually, answer.
What would you do day one?
Day one, it's going to be about, one, implementing my plan for what I call an opportunity economy. I've already laid out a number of proposals in that regard.
Have you?
Which include what we're going to do to bring down the cost of everyday goods, what we're going to do to invest in America's small businesses, what we're going to do to invest in families, for example, extending the child tax credit to $6,000 for families for the first year of their child's life, to help them buy a car seat, to help them buy baby clothes, a crib. There's the work that we're going to do that is about investing in the American family around affordable housing, a big issue in our country right now. So there are a number of things on day one.
Okay, so Dana Bash didn't press anymore after that. And I don't know if you know this, but the whole idea of a child tax credit encouraging families and making it more affordable to have a family. This was something that J.D. Vance was mocked for, which is a perfect, before we get into the fact check, a perfect contrast here. Let's compare the treatment when people say this was actually a tough interview with Christian Walker's treatment of J.D. Vance on Meet the Press just last Sunday or the Sunday before that.
Well, let's talk about Trump's record during his first term. He did impose rounds of tariffs, and it cost Americans nearly $80 billion in new taxes. Do you acknowledge that imposing more tariffs will ultimately cost consumers? But it caused consumers to pay more. They paid more in taxes, $80 billion worth. Do you acknowledge that consumers ultimately will pay more if there are more tariffs imposed?
So economists...
Do you just acknowledge that?
No.
I acknowledge that you're a bitch. Now, bitch! I can say it. He can't. That would be unvice presidential.
He might soon. He's kind of losing it. He's
I acknowledge you can go to hell.
That's a bad place. This means something.
That becomes his new phrase.
Yeah.
It went so well in the focus groups.
Yes. Yeah. Frank Luntz. Okay, who likes go to hell? Show of hands. Everyone likes go to hell. All right.
Who likes shut up, dumb bitch? Not a lot of you. Okay, go to hell it is.
Who likes your dad never hugged you enough? Ooh, not enough hands. No.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh, this is not going well. Can't afford a new toupee. So, before we get to the fact check, and I want please let people know because we are going to dismantle everything that she said. But it is very difficult to do because there was so much word salad being implemented. Here's a perfect example when she was asked about the climate and fracking, all of it.
You mentioned the Green New Deal. I have always believed, and I've worked on it, that the climate crisis is real, that it is an urgent matter to which we should apply metrics that include holding ourselves to deadlines around time. We did that with the Inflation Reduction Act.
That brings us to the word of the day! Redundant. The definition of redundant is unnecessary because it is more than is needed, meaning repeating yourself, like very big, large, or, very Kamala slutty. Whatever it is, redundant. It's like we get it, as opposed to an antonym, like a jumbo shrimp or a virgin Kamala. The point is...
Oh, that's a drink.
That's
redundant. Redundant, right, is the word of the day. Why? Well, that brings us to the second word of the day. Deadline! Definition of that is a time or day by which something must be done. So you don't need to say, and having deadlines also subject to around time. Okay.
As compared to the other deadline.
Yes, as compared to the other deadline, which is around metrics, deadline, time. They're going to buy it. So, I'm sorry, don't let them pull the Obama thing and try and make you think that this woman is a genius. Barack Obama is definitely smarter than her. He's not the genius that they made him out to be. And I say this as someone who's smart enough, but I can recognize when someone is actually a genius. None of them are in this room. But this brings us to the actual, geniuses don't wear lemon shirts, pineapple shirts. I like it, but it's not a genius shirt. No one in Mensa is wearing that.
We'll see.
Hey, if you like this video, you want to see more, you can hit the notification bell to know when more videos are up, or just watch weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. We live stream. It's actually live, where we interact with you. And we are so happy to be here with you, because it's a known fact that content creators online are the happiest among us.